And they're here on the dais on the corner.
All right, can we rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monday, December 1st, Town Board Meeting of 2025. Can I get a motion to open up this evening's meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Who will
second?
second?
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scancaro, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Okay. A couple of announcements, and then I'd like our newest Eagle Scout candidate, Ben LaSalle, to come up after I finish the announcements. 2025 Toys for Military's TOTS is still ongoing. I think next Monday is the last day you can drop off toys. It's a great, you can see we're chock full out there. I did bring some of them over that were originally placed there, so I'll be bringing those out tomorrow. And I know the school has jumped on board with us. I've been in touch with Eric Hassler, and hopefully they'll have a nice amount of toys. They incentivize the kids and the students with community hours for bringing in a toy. So that was nice. Conservation Commission to host a repair cafe, December 4th. Dennis, do you want to talk, or?
December 6th.
I'm sorry, December 6th. No.
December 6th.
6th, yeah, 6th, yep.
Hello, good, right. Yeah, Saturday, December the 6th. We start at 10 and go on to 2. We have, very fortunately, we have a real good cast of people doing the fixing. In 1 or 2 cases, even more than we really need, but it's always good to have spare people. So we're very happy in that respect. So we have volunteers. I'm hoping to get lots of people here to have repairs done. All of you are obviously most welcome to
Be there.
to bring any items you need repairing, and we go from there. Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Dennis.
Do you repair stoves?
I guess if you can carry it in, we might be able to repair it. That's sort of the basic rule. If you can carry it in easily, then there's a chance that they can at least look at it or whatever it is.
Thank goodness it happened after Thanksgiving, but my stove has gone
Okay.
on strike.
Dennis, do you have a lot of the same guys returning?
Yes, but we some new, and I've tried to recruit some people from the town. I've got like 2, I think. That's always tough, but yeah, some people from the town. Just on Thursday morning, we'll be in here with John from the maintenance department to set up the tables. Okay, we see any activity going on there. Okay, good. Look forward
Thank
to
you,
seeing
Dennis.
you all there. Thank you.
For anyone that just walked in, if you'd like to speak, you're welcome to sign up with the town clerk.
George, there's just some feedback on the microphones. We can hear ourselves through the speakers right now.
Yeah, that's your monitor.
Yeah, it's like louder than usual, I mean.
Okay, next up, American Legion Post 48 Food Drive.
Yes, so the American Legion Post 488, which is right here in Monroe on Lakes Road, is hosting a food drive. They're accepting donations through to the end of the year. They help stock local food pantries, so this stuff will be brought to Our Father's Kitchen and the Presbyterian Church and some of the other food pantries in the area. They are collecting non-perishable foods, canned vegetables, beans, sauces, boxed pasta, cereal, dry foods, absolutely no fresh items. The drop-off location is 532 Lakes Road, and if you have any questions or need more information, you can reach out to them on the phone. Their number is 845-783-3965. That number will also be on the town's website.
Thank you. Two other quick announcements that came in today. Orange County Mobile DMV will once again be here on the 15th at Town Hall from 10 to 3. They do take lunch for an hour, usually from 12 to 1. And they handle anything associated with the DMV. Also, this Friday, the 5th, from 6 to 7 p.m., Smith Clove Park has their Christmas event and their tree lighting. So if you're able to attend, it'd be great.
Kristen's been doing a great job with Smith Clove Park.
Yeah,
Really has.
yeah. And they had a good turkey trot once again.
Good.
So, all right. I need a motion. I'll make a motion to open up the continuation of the public hearing regarding. Oh, yeah, Ben. Yeah, thank you. See that, Ben? That's why I have her to my right. Come on up, Ben.
I mean, pretty much all that I have to say is I'm very pleased to report that it's finished, and a very big thank you to each and every one of you for all of your help along the way.
Thank you, Ben. You did a phenomenal job. You were dedicated, diligent. You had everything covered. I know your troop leader, Steve Thaw, is here. You got great guidance from him and the two other leaders that were here, as well as your parents who raised a wonderful young man. Proud to have you as part of our community here in Monroe. But thank you very much for a great job.
Thank you.
So for those of you that don't know, Ben's project was the outdoor food pantry there, which has a refrigerator for perishables, and the right side of it is for unperishable food. Not only did he build that, he distributed 250 reusable bags that went to different households in the area, and they returned. How many bags did they return? About 110?
About 110, yeah.
110, yeah. So he got 110 bags full of food, and some of it is actually being stored in our kitchen. And you're doing it in conjunction with Sacred Heart, and I know they feed over 200 families a week. So thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate all you did.
Thank you.
Great job, Ben.
Okay. And I'll make a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing regarding local law A-V1 2025 to amend Article 6, Chapter 53 concerning material used for water pipes in the town of Monroe and adding Chapter 54 communal water systems. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Angarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Okay.
No public comment?
Mary?
So I reached out to Mr. Nugent's office. There is no red line version. I just wanted one more opportunity to go through and check it. Dave Fritz said he had not seen, he did have that meeting with Matt Sickler. He did not think there were any changes, but I'd like to be cautious. And what does Mr. Nugent have to say? Because one of the things I noticed was there were sections that were deleted and the numbers weren't changed in the law. So I thought we'd just hold it over till the next meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, some of the changes are because we added a section, inserted a section to eliminate that Article 9 from the A65 chapter at the end, as per the planning board. So that's why things were renumbered. But you're fine to do that if you want to continue it, but you need a date. I don't know if we have a date. In order to continue it, you need to state the date. Otherwise, you're going to have to republish the public hearing notice. I don't know if you have a January date yet.
Do you have any January dates yet?
I mean, so you can just close it for now, but if you're going to, again, you only have to open it again if you're going to have any material changes. If there are no material changes and it's just minor things, you could close the public hearing tonight with the mission to adopt it in January. Then we wouldn't need a date tonight. But if you want to continue this public hearing and keep it open, we'd need to state the date and time tonight.
The numbering changes would be considered minor,
Yeah,
correct?
that's not substantive.
So-
Substantive would be like a material change to some provision of the law actually concerning the water systems, something that changes the language. But if we're renumbering or there's a typo or something like that, you could still make that change without a public hearing.
And could you get that resolution to me before December 31st for its adoption? So
To
I can-
adopt?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing except for 10 days written comment.
I'll second. Call the question.
Bingham, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
So moved. I'll make a motion to open up the public hearing regarding road improvement petition of Seven Springs Road realignment.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Richardson, aye.
No public comment?
No public comment? I mean, all the paperwork has been submitted, Brian?
Yeah, the only thing, when this is final, is there would be an order after the public hearing, similar to what we do in water districts, that would approve the realignment. So you can always close tonight and again, that could be done in January, or you can continue, but again, we have the same problem. You would need a date in order to continue the public hearing. Or you close tonight, and then the new board just republishes once they have dates.
I feel like we just published this, like they just opened it to be published, and this is the first opening.
Yes.
So it would send out postage, or is it just notice in the designated newspapers?
Just the paper.
We could pick second Monday in January, just to delay it again.
That
to
may
get
fall
the-
in line with Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, what's the holiday? If we followed the same town board meeting schedule for the coming year, holiday on,
Yeah, I think that would be the 19th, so usually you would go to the 20th. Typically, I think you've moved to the next day.
We generally, that was past practice, yes.
And listen, you could continue the public hearing tonight till January 20th at 7 PM. If for some reason that date doesn't happen, then you would just have to republish the correct date. Or you can put it to February.
We know that basically Monday, the 5th, is going to be the reorg, or rather like swearing in and whatever we have of the reorg, and then the rest can be delayed. So let's just motion that this continue, and then we can continue it to whatever the board decides is going to.
Yeah, but
Need a date, though.
Gotta pick a
No,
date.
you're not listening. It'll be the January the 5th, and then we can continue it from there.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
so continue it to January 5th, and then if they want to continue it from that point, the new board will do
But
that.
under the understanding that there won't be really business done on it, it'll just be continued for the sake of.
For the purpose of
yes,
continuation,
for not-
People will be allowed to speak.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if somebody wants to speak on it, you could do that. So the motion would be to continue the public hearing until January 5th at 7 PM or as soon thereafter as could be heard.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Richardson, aye.
So Councilwoman Richardson made that motion, and who seconded it?
I did.
Tony?
Next up is item 5.1. Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe made a motion to accept the November 17, 2025 minutes. Call the question.
Bingham, aye?
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Richardson, aye.
So moved. All right, General Fund Abstract 25-21. I'll make a motion to approve those requests for Abstract 25-21 containing checks 37588 through 37646, totaling $766,346.44.
Poole will second.
Call the question.
A discussion? Supervisor, you had put in some mileage requests. I think I wasn't able to see the vouchers. Were any of them directly for mileage? Well, I can't tell from just looking at the abstract.
Okay. So mileage is from different meetings. I think there was 2 or 3 that went to Warwick, and the top one was for the PO number 25-02708, was for mileage to New York City, and over 700 of that is for the hotel and parking, because they did not charge the town card. When you check in, you have to give them a card, so they ended up charging my card.
What meeting was that, please?
That was Association of Towns in February.
And you're just putting in now, so that's why it kind of
Yeah.
struck me that.
Okay.
I do have a problem with the ones to WTBQ, so that's my objection.
Okay?
So I'll vote nay.
I didn't call the question.
Oh, okay.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, nay.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Richardson, nay.
So moved. Item 6.2 is the escrow fund abstract. I'll make a motion. Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe requests approval of abstract 25-17 containing checks 2258 through 2268 in the amount of $44,621.46.
Full second.
Call the question.
What was that dollar amount again?
$44,621.46.
Thank you. Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
So moved. Item 7.1 is a cash transfer abstract. Motion to approve abstract 2025-10 in the amount of $472,474.52 for cash transfers to move cash from performance bond account at M&T 9711 to planning zoning escrow 3548. Funds were deposited in the wrong account for Monroe Commons.
Will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Okay. Item 7.2 is a cash transfer abstract, and that is, be it resolved, I'm making the motion, be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe made a motion to approve abstract number 2025-11 in the amount of $103,219.10 for cash transfers to move cash from parkland fees, A000-0221 to park expenses, cash transfers to and from investment funds. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay. Budget transfer abstract, 8.1. I'll make a motion that the Town Board of Town of Monroe approve budget transfer abstract 2025-12 totaling $14,725.23 for 2025 expenditure adjustments.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
So moved. Item 9.1 is the resignation of Dave Nestor, clerk. Dave wrote a letter resigning from the town board, from the court prosecutor's clerk position, and he would like that effective December 31st, 2025.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
I just want to say I like David a lot. He's done a good job. He's really cleared up a lot of the old stuff, and he's worked out a good system. So regretfully, I will say aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Regretfully.
Full aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay, so moved. So this afternoon, sadly, I was giving a letter, as was the town clerk. I'm going to read the letter. It says, it's addressed to myself and our town clerk, Val Bitzer. It says, Dear Tony and Val, I'm writing to formally retire from my position as program coordinator for the town of Monroe effective December 19th, 2025. As a 27-year employee specifically tasked with developing programs since the inception of the Senior Center in 1997, and since 2018, managing the town's parks. It's been my absolute pleasure to serve the residents of Monroe in both capacities. The Senior Center has been my home away from home, where I've developed strong relationships with senior citizen members of our community through a variety of meaningful programs offered for their enjoyment and education. The most challenging time in my tenure was during COVID closure months, keeping Monroe seniors connected and safe. I have also enjoyed working with grant writers and contractors to address issues related to an aging building. I am proud of the continued development of our town parks, facilities, specifically Monbassia Park pickleball court, soccer field, and most recently, upgrading the baseball field. Over these many years, I have always had the support of each town board, and it's been a great pleasure to work with Monroe's terrific team of employees. I appreciate the opportunity to contribute to the town of Monroe's success over these 27 years. Sincerely, Anne Marie Morris. This is a great loss. I'm sorry to see her go. And I'm going to regretfully make a motion. I mean, it's not like...
Do we have to accept
her? Yeah, I know. So I'll make a motion to accept her retirement from 27 years as program coordinator for the town of Monroe.
Second.
I'd like to just point out that in addition to the work that Anne-Marie Morris did for the senior center and for the parks, she was also instrumental in a lot of the Eagle Scout projects that have benefited the town of Monroe. She worked diligently for Noah Siqueiros's dog park, dog run, and she worked very hard with the new sign that city did, and I'm sure that she had a lot of conversations with Ben.
She also was...
Oh,
the
and then
COG.
the Girl Scout Gold
Kelly
Award
Kelly
for that.
Imhoff's project.
Yeah. That's she's done a lot for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, for all of your service. So you need to call the question.
Yeah, just trying to get around that. I'll call the question.
And very regretfully, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay. Next up are vacation carryovers. We need a resolution to accept the carryover days for Barbara Swinger, Noreen McSweeney, Ben Maldonado, Carol Steinhauer, Roberta McBride, Tor Midbow, and George Kyden. I received, and I thought I brought them in here, but I think I left them in my office, 3 dial-a-bus carryovers. Jose Garcia, I forget the other 2. I mean, I could run back after, but I just want to accept all of them. The only one that would be pending something is Jose has been on vacation, so he didn't sign his form, so I would accept it upon his signing of that form. Everybody else signed their forms. I'll make that.
I'll second.
Question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
Okay. Okay. 9/11 Memorial. So this memorial is currently on the site right next to where BJ's is putting their new gas station. That was a memorial that was constructed in the early 2000s under the guidance of Supervisor Sandy Leonard. It's a poor location, and Anne-Marie and I had gone over there in late August or September because the RD management wanted us to have it, and they would move it at no cost to the town. So I met with the contractor that's going to be moving it. We're going to place it here at Town Hall, down in the right side as you come in the lower level. It's a prominent location, and the hope is to have it done by the 20th of December. So I think it'll be well served there. Really, the only thing that needs to be done as far as maintenance goes, is the stones need to be power washed, and one of the plaques is missing. So we will replace those plaques. Dory and I met with the contractor this past Saturday, and they're ready to rock and roll and get this done, because that site will probably become, I think they're going before the planning board, a car wash right next to the gas station. I want to make move us accepting that donation from.
Our mic is running out.
Who will second the supervisor's motion to accept the donation of the 9/11 memorial from RD Management?
Call the question?
It's not, it's to move the memorial, isn't it? The memorial actually belongs to the town, doesn't it? Isn't it the
Oh,
motion to?
No, it technically, the only thing over there that we had the oversight of was lowering and raising the flag for any half-masts or storms that came in. We would take it down.
I seem to remember Roy Montagna was involved with that, and I thought that was actually town, so it would be
EJ's was in charge of maintaining it.
maintaining it. Okay. All right.
I kind of thought the same thing, which is
Yeah.
why I had questioned RD Management as far as what happened to the property, right? But it's always been owned by RD Management.
All right, then aye. Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cool, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay. Item 9.4, town-owned property tax exemption. I don't know who put this on the agenda, so.
Probably Carla. I was speaking with her today, just coincidentally, and she mentioned that there's some owned parcels, ours, the villages, the town of Chester, that are located in other municipalities that were coded some decades ago, and some are incorrectly coded, and she's going to be sending us, all of us, a list of all of the properties, what they're currently coded as, what they're currently being used for, whether she feels that they're properly categorized, whether they should be exempt, whether they shouldn't be exempt, and discretionary decisions and negotiations will happen between municipalities on what they're willing to exempt from tax. So that's what I'm assuming this is. I don't see anything else that could be. Still a good piece of news anyway.
Falls under Section 406 of the property exemption law. And the three major parts of it are who owns it, the location of it, and its use. I know that there's been some discussion with the town of Chester's property that it owns along Walton Lake. And what's that?
Village of Chester.
Village of Chester, right. Sorry, thank you. So, I mean, I know her and Rip started working on this last year, and late last year, and they just couldn't get it completed by the March 1st tax status date. So Carla has said that she would get this completed by this March 1st.
Further, the issue is that if it's a municipally owned property, we have been giving them an exemption under the code, but she's saying it's the wrong code. Since she took a deeper look at it, she has the list prepared, and that it's up to the municipalities, like I said, their discretion and negotiations, because there are some of those Chester parcels that, because it is municipally owned, but it's not in their municipality, that technically it's not eligible unless we.
It's eligible, it's just the town's determination. I think historically they've exempted them. They're primarily water parcels relating to the water supply for the Village of Chester. So
They're eligible with approval, but not under the current code. They're coded wrong.
I think she was saying there's a wrong identification of the RPTL section, but ultimately it's still the town's determination whether you choose to grant the exemption. So, obviously.
Just as it would be the villages for any Monroe property that lies in the village.
In the village, right,
Yeah.
same idea. Now,
Okay.
yours are obviously, within your municipality, are exempted automatically, but once you go outside, there's the question of the public purpose, that they're municipally owned, and then it's a municipality's determination. So, obviously, you can't, I don't think realistically take that up tonight, but obviously the incoming board can review it and make whatever determination it wishes to make.
So since you brought that up, so the Rye Hill corridor, okay, is not completely exempt, but yet it was, all but 45 acres was designated as parkland. Am I correct in saying that?
Talking about the Rye Hill purchase?
Yeah.
I
The-
think it was
the-
more than that. That was, the whole purchase, I think, was for parkland.
Yeah,
Open space parkland. So
Open
that's
space
all
parkland.
another question, because that, at this point, you really can't do anything with that without state legislation, because it's been,
Implied over and
Declared.
over again.
I'm sorry?
It was implied over and over again in the litigation and
Yeah,
in
that it's
the
park, open
declaration
space.
and the parkland fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would need state legislation for any alienation of that.
Are you saying that are you bringing up whether it's exempt because part of it is in the village?
No.
So what are you questioning
Well,
about its exemption?
I'm not questioning anything, I was just
Yeah, that's
verifying.
an example of your property automatically exempt,
Right,
right? But
Yeah.
it's only the villages and other municipalities, you outside and those that are within your town, that become the question of discretion. So obviously, if you have, for example, property in another municipality and they have property in yours, usually you exempt one another, because it doesn't make much sense to just tax each other
Yeah.
on the property. But then there's also, the special districts and things that come into play. So
Should we be exempting then the 45 acres that we left out of it?
from your own taxes, or you,
No, the lower portion, Shea Meadows, and then there was a 5-acre parcel, I believe, we left out of the exemption for possible other town use. I don't have a problem preserving it, I just want
How
the
did you
flavor
leave
of
it
the
out?
board.
They were separate parcels.
But when you paid the down payment with parkland fee, did you not pay? What did you use the parkland fees for? When you paid for the interest, when you paid for the first down payment on the loan?
What parkland fees?
When you paid for part of the Rye Hill purchase?
It was bonded, it wasn't paid for by
Yes,
parkland
but
fees.
that's paying the bond, so the first payment on the bond, or to pay the bond fees, that's associated with the purchase of the property. What specifically did you use the parkland fees for?
So there was, I don't remember paying parkland fees for the
And-
property.
Yeah,
you're thinking the town paid parkland fees?
yeah, they used parkland fees to cover part of the,
No, the whole thing was bonded.
yeah, but then you paid fees associated with it. This is me sitting in the audience, like, watching as a constituent, so I didn't have access to documents or anything, but I really
No,
have a strong memory
everything was put into a bond. That initial bond was.
So you have not made any payments, and there were no associated fees with
The payments have
bond.
come out of taxes.
Okay.
You're
I'll
asking
just
if
look
they
at it.
used parkland fees to pay the bond?
Because
I
that's how
don't know
we
that.
started talking about it, as that it was implied designation, because it was never formally designated until, I guess, the court case then.
Well, it was in the resolution as well, but I know what you're talking about, Supervisor. There was a small portion that could have potentially been for future town use. It didn't really specify what it might be and whether it envisioned, a town facility of some sort or to be sold, I don't know. But there was a carve-out of a portion of the overall Rye Hill in that resolution.
In the original.
In the what?
I'm just saying, if there were, it's kind of a dicey or a gray area with designating some versus all when you're coming into this, especially the court case.
So I think that's what you were saying. You have no problem preserving it all, so
Yeah,
you can
that's-
just,
Listen, I'll make a motion to preserve all 265 acres.
I think we should wait until
I
Carla
wouldn't.
tells us how it's
No.
coded, and then we can double-check also with finance.
That's, yeah, I'm gonna say let's table
I don't think there's a
that.
question about the coding of your own property, because that's
Oh.
automatic.
No.
No,
It's-
you guys are about preservation, why wouldn't you want to do it?
Because you spent 20 million of the public's tax dollars when you had a lawsuit for what, 16.5? And I actually just spoke to someone today that when they proposed the
that
20
wasn't-
million, that you didn't even come back and say, actually, can we get it at a lower price? You just bought the 20 million.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we table this and we check with
You're
Carla.
laughing, and I'm
and
talking
we-
about
we-
a
you're
first
wrong, once
account
again.
from an
Ahead.
attorney who made the deal,
You're-
so
That's
you're
not how
literally
this went.
planning, what, a
That's
$9
not how
million,
this went.
a $9 million
Okay.
highway department on the land, or is that not how it is either? So if the town needs it as a use, let's not overcomplicate it until the new board has the details right in front of them and they can make that determination about how the public's money is going to be spent moving forward, because,
Not spending the public's money. We're preserving it.
oh, you're preserving 20 million, that's going to cost the town 30 million in interest over
You
time.
took credit for the preservation of it.
I took
when we
credit in
said-
canceling a terrible development that nobody wanted.
Okay.
We
Let's-
didn't want it
let's-
either.
Let's
Move
stay,
on.
let's
Let's move
stay
on.
focused.
You have anything you want to say?
I mean, I'd like to see all of it preserved. That's what I would like to do. I'll admit, I live across the street from it, so, you know, maybe I'm biased, but I would like to see all of that preserved.
Voted for it.
I did.
So there's a reason why you did. So if we can preserve it and it makes fiscal sense and that's what the town agrees to, then
Would
the
there
new
be
board will
any
take that under
additional-
advisement.
Would there
No
be any
additional
additional
cost.
fees in
Town use,
preserving
town use, there's no
the-
additional fees
the
without
entire
it.
thing?
There's no additional fees without it, or is there? Is there a fee without it?
Hold on, I've asked the attorney a question. Are there any additional fees associated with preserving the entirety of the 265 acres?
Additional, because you own it, so.
Right,
It's
so
just a
it's
matter
just
of what
the
your purpose is, and
designation.
there's already arguably, an argument that it's preserved, but there was that carve-out, so if you wanted to state that you want to, ensure that it's for open space or park purposes for all of it, you could do that and state that intent.
It was carved out for town use, like a municipal building, something that the town needs to designate space. So obviously there was a purpose. I'm comfortable leaving it like that because we're not spending any additional tax dollars on it, because as you said, it's coded for the town, we own it. It's carved out for the original, and if we need to make an amendment to preserve all of it, then we will. I'm not worried that Preserve Monroe is gonna build a 491 unit housing development on 45 acres.
And that's why I made a motion to table this, so we can check with the assessor and
Second to
check with
table.
Call the question on the table.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, no.
Oh, nay.
Richardson, aye. Wow, we have
Harris.
3. Thank you, Sal.
All right, so it's, okay, item 9.5, meeting room use request for Dingman's Dairy. So Dingman's Dairy, who's been here the last 2 years, they've requested to use Town Hall for their annual ice cream trade show event on March 6th through the 8th, 2026, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At a daily rate of $850, totaling $2,550. The required COI has been provided. So I'm going to make a motion to approve that. Call the question.
They're a wonderful corporation that comes here. I really like them. I've been there twice already, looking at their conference setup. So Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cool, aye.
Mary's really talking about tasting their ice cream.
Yes.
Which we really like to do. So Richardson, aye.
Okay, so moved. Item 9.7 is the Water District 12 ban refinance. Councilwoman Bingham, what is it you feel your water district would like to do?
I think we have enough money. I checked with Roberta today, and I think we have over $200,000 in that New York class. If you could tell me how much the bond is, I think we have enough to pay it out. We don't have to bond it again or ban it.
Okay, so the ban is $130,000. You have about $235,000 in NICLAS.
Yes.
You do have, that's in a cash account. That's not a fund balance.
Okay,
So you do have liabilities that go against that money. And I think if you use that cash to ban it, you're going to come out in a negative.
well, we still have 79,000 in reserves, according to Roberta.
Still owe 566,000, which is the bond liability through 2040 for the reconstruction of your pump house.
Right, so cut it in half, 540, pay half, only have to bond half of,
Want to bond it or ban it?
I think bond it, because ban is only good for 1 year.
Yep.
A ban, the bond we could probably get for 30 years, I believe.
Okay. So you want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we spend, well, you have the exact figure, is it 250,000
$235,000 in cash.
in
The
cash?
ban is $130,000.
So we'll pay off the ban for 135 from the New York class account. And the balance will be bonded. Said it was 500,000, right?
No, that's already bonded. That's your bond liability through 2040.
Through 2040. Okay,
So your ban liability is 130 and change, whatever the exact number is.
right, and I think we have enough money either in New York class or in reserves to pay off the 135,000.
Like I said, you're going to run into liability issues next year, but if that's what you choose to do, it's, you live in that water district, so,
Yeah, and we've been able to save some money.
okay.
I'm
so-
sorry, but there's no information in front of us
So
at
then-
all.
so
There's
then-
no documents.
So then make the motion.
Excuse me, there's no documents on like fiscal predictions at all. There's no information at all. You want to map this out later, Mary? You want to table it?
Yeah, that may be a good idea. Let's table it till January. We don't have to pay it off right now.
On December 19th.
Can we make a
I really wish we
motion?
would have had this earlier so we could have discussed it greater, but then I'll stick with the 135,000 to take it out of New York class.
Is
Have
there
a second?
is there
Can I
a-
get that motion from the beginning? Because I have a different number written down.
There is a ban for 135,000.
130,000.
130,000, okay. And the Water District Number 12 has funds in New York class that could be used to pay off the ban of 130,000.
Is there a motion in there?
So the motion is to use New York class funds to pay off the ban of 130,000.
Second for discussion. Brian, is there a conditional motion that we can make that we can take this behind, have at the discretion of Mary or the attorney, examine the financials and find some way of approving it before the deadline?
First, I say, I wouldn't examine the financials, so that's, I
Yes.
can answer the question about whether or not you're making a resolution, but if there's questions as to if that's feasible, I mean, if you're going to sort of have a condition, then there should be a condition that whatever the original plan was be followed, so that this gets paid off by, what, December 19th, you said?
I think it's the
Yeah, so the
19th.
motion would be the original plan unless condition Y, what would condition Y would be if the financials are found?
Such that the money can come out of New York class, but I guess the question is who's going to make that determination? Or do you
I'm
already
going
know?
to tell you, I'm not in favor of it because it's going to put the district in a negative because that 235,000 has liabilities against it. It's got this ban and it's got the bond, which
And how
has-
much is the
the
bond per
bond-
year?
The bond per year is $35,600 per year, roughly. And then you have your any other fees associated with it. I mean, you do have $79,000 in your fund balance.
Right.
Because you're minus 69, almost 70,000 in the capital account, which originally was minus 200. So,
We still have the fourth quarter bills, and there were some residents who's had unpaid water bills that we had to go on their tax bill. So I can understand where Councilwoman Richardson is coming from. We don't have exact numbers yet.
listen, these numbers are within 1,000 of everything. So if I just gave out 1, 2, 3, 4, I gave out 5 numbers. So you're talking about $5,000 difference. So if you want to bond it and you want to pay 135 out of your cash reserves, be my guest. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to vote for it because it's going to hurt the district next year.
But if I could jump in, it doesn't sound like there's a question of whether we can do it, but a question of,
If
Do
we
we
should
want
do
Whether you
it,
want to do it.
because it would be
Yeah.
the financial payout. But I'm just saying, I don't have any documents to like do those calculations. And
So using the cash in the NICLAS account would help to reduce the financial responsibility of Water District 12. If we don't use the cash
This year,
for this year, if we don't use the cash, then that ban will become a bond, and then the Water District will have to pay to satisfy that bond.
no, it doesn't necessarily have to become a bond. That ban could become a ban again. That's why I was asking Mary what she wanted to do. I mean, you got to remember, cash in the account is assets against liabilities, and there are liabilities
Right,
there.
and those liabilities would include that ban and the bond.
a balancing argument is there.
So if we don't transfer the money from NICLAS to pay off the ban, then the ban will automatically be renewed?
You have to,
We'll have
For
to make
decay.
that.
we have to approve what you want to do tonight.
Okay.
And there are $79,000 in reserves also.
So if we were to approve the new ban, have that $130,000, renew that ban for the $130,000, then next year you'd be able to make that same decision of using that NICLAS money to pay off that ban.
And at that time, NICLAS could even be
A greater
larger
of-
amount.
Right, right. So I already know how I'll vote.
So the motion probably now will be,
You want to withdraw your previous motion?
I'll withdraw the previous motion. To do another ban on the 130,000.
We'll second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Don't I?
Cool, aye.
Okay, so moved.
Second that, I'm sorry.
I did.
Supervisor, question. Item number 9.6, land preservation, was that the same?
We kind of covered that in 9.4.
Okay.
I shouldn't say kind of, we did cover it in 9.4. And that was tabled. So, okay, so item 9.8 is the Mudna resolution.
Yes, because residents who live in the Mudna sewage district, not all residents, but some of the residents have septic tanks that need to be pumped out when their little alarm goes off. So the town did a bid and Mr. Nugent has written a resolution for us where United, the current person, the current company that is doing the septic pumping, they supplied all the documents. So when I contacted all the other MUDNA commissioners, they agreed United should still be awarded the contract for the coming year since it's going to be running out. So I have the resolution I should read now, therefore be it resolved. Okay. By the Town Board of the Town of Monroe as follows. Section 1, the above whereas clauses are incorporated herein as if set forth in full. Section 2, the Town Board hereby awards the bid on behalf of the Commission to United Sewer and Drain Service Corp., subject to compliance with any and all requirements in the RFP documents and subject to an executed agreement in a final form to be approved by the town's special legal counsel. Section 3, this bid award is contingent on the town's receipt of bond funds to finance the proposed work. Section 4, the town supervisor and any officer, employee, or consultant as directed by the town supervisor is hereby authorized to take any and all actions necessary to carry out the provisions of this resolution. Section 5, this resolution shall be effective immediately upon the receipt of the bond funds. The questions of adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote on roll call, which resulted as follows. So I'll make a motion that we accept this resolution awarding the contract to United Sewer and Drain Services Corp.
I'll second it.
All right, before we finish, I'm just going to add a revise, because even though it's in the whereas, there is a rejection of the other bid due to the fact they didn't comply with the requirements and didn't provide certificate of insurance. So I'll resend this, but we'll make that section 5, that will be the town board rejects the bid of, see if their name is.
Section
Section
5 already
6.
on the back. You need to
Section
make it
6.
section 6.
I'm sorry?
It has to be section 6 because section 5 exists on the back side.
Yeah, but that's the resolution being effective immediately, so I was
Okay.
just going to revise, make 6 be effective immediately, 5 will be the rejection of the other bid,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is quick pumping service.
Okay.
And then you'll send a letter to both of the applicants who bid on this, saying you've been awarded and you were rejected. Thank you. Okay, so that's the motion.
I'll second it. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cool, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay, so moved. This is going forward. There's 2 items I think that should probably be addressed tonight. So our insurance company has quoted us. You have that in front of you. It went up 8.92%. Originally, that was estimated to go up about 7.5%. So it went up from $230,188 to $250,730. There are a couple of factors that add into that. We went from $24,873,950 in exposures to $29,315,299 in exposures, and that's on the building. That's an 18% increase. The other part of that is when renewing this policy, there were 67 vehicles on the original policy from 24-25, and now we have 73 vehicles. So if you would like to approve this to continue, because it kicks in late January, fine. If you choose not to, fine. I'm just looking for the guidance here, what you'd like me to do.
Question about the vehicles. Are they highway vehicles that we've increased?
Yeah, there was
Highway.
highway vehicles, yep, and additional dialer buses. Because we didn't sell all the current dialer buses that we had.
It just says on the backside here under notes that cyber premium is expiring, and this is an indication only. Coverage will be renewed omitting cyber liability unless and until receipt of the renewal cyber questionnaire.
Yes.
So if it's absent from this quote, I think we would need that information. I don't know. We would want to see the whole picture and see the outline of the policy and, I mean, how much does that add? And when does that expire? Is
I
expiring?
want to say it's like the 27th or the 29th or thereabouts in January.
If the cyber is expiring around the same time as the rest of the coverage, why is it separate?
Because you have to fill out a questionnaire.
So we don't know the quote because the questionnaire wasn't filled out? Is that what it is?
Don't know the quote for cyber, right?
Okay. I mean, if this is something we can do during the reorg, I don't see a reason why not to, just so that we have all the documents with us. Do they need advance notice in December, or it's fine to renew, as you said, in early January?
Earlier, the better, but it's your call.
I mean, it would be my call if I had more than a sheet of printer paper that has like no details about even what I'm looking at, or if I had an email in advance of this meeting, or if you put it on as an agenda item into the meeting in advance, even 24 hours.
I met with him this morning at 9 o'clock.
Okay, well, you could have invited me to that meeting, or took a recording of the meeting, took minutes of the meeting, and let me know what happened
If
in
you
the
don't,
meeting.
if you choose not to do it, let's not belabor the
Well, I
point.
don't
Just
see
say
what
you don't want to
choice
do
I
it.
have. I'm looking at a piece of paper. I don't know what my choices are. That's what I'm saying. This is not an educated decision to force something like on the spot, like here's a list of prices. I'm not comparing it to other premiums, other companies. I'm looking at what? And then we have to fill out a questionnaire. So we don't even know. So what if we get a company that's willing to bundle cyber for a cheaper rate? That's not something that's reasonable to throw in someone's face.
Listen, Councilwoman Richardson, I'm 100% fine with that. Make a decision.
I just
and-
said I'd prefer if we wait till January or
So
early
why don't you
January.
make a motion to table it?
Okay, I was asking you when they need it by.
I
Is it
don't,
feasible
I
to
don't
approve
know
this
that
in-
question,
in-
but you should probably have it to them around the 10th of January. So that
Excellent.
gives you 2 weeks at
That's
least.
fantastic. So let's table this until January 5th.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Richardson, aye.
So moved. Next up is New Windsor IT. So they would like notification whether you will continue to use Windsor IT going forward for the IT services for the town of Monroe.
That's great. Want to meet with me? I'm happy to do that. When do they need notice?
You just want to know if they're continuing as of January 1. I will give you their number. You can reach out to them.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Anything else?
Supervisor, the revised return of escrow from Mr. Schaefer.
Oh, right, okay. I'm sorry, thank you.
Number 10.1.
So there was a number that was given last month, returning planning board escrow in the amount of, we returned planning board escrow to Glenn Schaefer of Eagle View Estates, Hudson 1. The previous amount approved was $298.74, and after review by the Secretary of the Planning Board, there was an error made, and the amount for project 0168-2018 Eagle View Estates / Hudson 1 is $793.74. So I'll make a motion to return that to Mr. Schaefer.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Richardson, aye.
So moved. Can we take a 5-minute recess before public comment? Okay, I'll make a motion to take a 5-minute recess before public comment for accommodations. Second, call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay, we'll be back at 8:03.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
It's an aye.
Okay. One other item, it's been recommended by the Commissioner, the Conservation Commission Chair, Dennis Fordham, that we accept the resignation of Lauren Kelly as Climate Smart Communities Coordinator. So I'll make that motion, and I'll have a second motion after that.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
And then the second motion is to appoint Lauren Kelly as a member of the Monroe Conservation Commission.
Supervisor, do we have a slot number, or?
Whatever the slot, I guess Sam Ventola was in.
Okay, hang on.
Right, Dennis?
Well, I have slot number 1.
Yep.
So then
All right,
slot
so
number
it's slot
one.
number
Slot
one.
slot number 1 with the term to expire in 2026, December.
Okay. All right, so I'll make that motion.
Poole will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Okay, so moved. All right, public speaking.
So for public speaking, I'll announce the first speaker followed by the second, so you'll be ready to come up to the mic. You'll have 3 minutes for comment. Please speak clearly into the mic, announce your name, and do not touch the mic. Thank you. First speaker is Tomm, followed by Christian Farrell.
Got strict orders. All right. Good evening, everyone. Tomm, 37-year resident in the village of Monroe in the town of Monroe. It's been a long time since I appeared before this board. I believe it was the dinosaur park agenda was the last time I was here. Before that, when my late friend Harley Dole sat in the supervisor's chair. We had some fun, right? And Dan Burke, who I affectionately is not here, I affectionately call him Uncle Dan. But I'm not here to reminisce about that. I'm here to thank the outgoing board and congratulate them all on a job well done, and wish the outgoing members, Dory, Councilman Cardone, and Mary Bingham, all the best, and I thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you've done for this town. I'm also here to wish the new board, Sal and the other people that were elected, Councilwoman Richardson, who's going to sit in the chair next January, I wish you all the best as you take over the governing of this beautiful town. And although I'm not always in attendance at these meetings, I will continue to hold this new town board accountable as I've done it before in the past, in a respectful and professional manner. I held Harley, who I grew to love, I held him accountable because we disagreed on many issues. Hey, I even disagreed with my friend Tony, Supervisor Cardone, when he first got elected. But we handled it and rationalized it in a civil, professional manner, and I was grateful for that, and we didn't lose our friendship, and I'm very grateful for that, the way you handled it, Tony. That's how government should work, in a civil manner, and I just hope and pray that the new town board coming in follows that example. I thank you all once again. Have an enjoyable Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Christian,
Hey, Christian, before you get into your thoughts here, can you just tell everyone what's going on up at the Veterans Cemetery on December 14th?
That would be the 13th.
13th.
Sure. So I'll begin by saying on December 13th, Saturday, December 13th, at the Orange County Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Goshen on Craigville Road, we will once again be hosting an event, Wreaths Across America, for those who may have heard of it, for those who may not have heard it. The idea behind it is to make sure that no veteran is forgotten through the holiday season. So we hold that event. It's held across the country, but we do it in Goshen. We raise money to make sure that the more than 4,000 people, veterans and their family members who are buried at the Orange County Veterans Memorial Cemetery, have a holiday wreath through the holiday season. So again, it's open to the public. We'd love to have you there. And that's taking place Saturday. The ceremony begins at noon on December 13th.
Thank you.
Christian Farrell, then followed by Mike Egan.
Okay, so I'll just be quick with my comments. And again, I'm here not as a resident of the town of Monroe, but as the director of the Orange County Veterans Service Agency, and I'll direct my comments to Supervisor Cordone. I just want to say and recognize your efforts and your assistance in helping the men and women who've worn the uniform of our country. Whenever I needed some assistance, you were there to answer the phone, and we worked together to handle whatever the issue that a veteran was facing. So again, on behalf of the more than 17,000 veterans who call Orange County their home, thank you so much for all that you've done. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
Have a good evening, Christian. Thank you.
Mike Egan, followed by Richard Troiano.
Slower, I'm going to count the time against you.
I was thinking.
Don't make fun of me, Tony. All right? We find ourselves at a changing of the guard moment here, and I just wanted to make a few comments about that. Really address those members who are leaving and those members who will have control of the board. So in 2015, United Monroe, grassroots outfit United Monroe, felt like I had a good chance to defeat the KJ voting bloc, which was in our town at that time, and asked Tony and Mike McGinn to run. They accepted that challenge, and they won. And immediately they began cleaning up a severely dysfunctional board. And then over the next few years, Sal and Mary and Dory joined, and together you accomplished a lot of things. I could go down, I'll just mention a few of them. Professional, qualified legal representation, reforming boards that had been discarded, wholly new land use plan with great community input, professional budgeting, financial reporting that made sense, enforcing codes, standing up to builders and developers who didn't want to do it and who then sued them, and creating events and improving facilities throughout the town, making people feel good about where they lived, or better about where they lived than they might have before. You all worked hard, you accomplished a lot, and I speak for a lot of people who recognize that and appreciate it. Thank you. And for Maureen Richardson, councilwoman, who will soon be supervisor, you got what you wanted, congratulations. It's kind of the good news, bad news, though. Now the really hard work begins. Learning, listening, collaborating, and leading, acting in the best interests of all residents of the town, because that's the job. And you'll be pressured by builders and developers, just like they were. They'll want you to cut corners, gain favor, financially or in treatment, zoning, building codes, the short-term rental code, water districts, the list goes on. And some of them can access the power of the voting bloc. And we've already experienced that, actually, in the past election. There are multiple voting districts that produce 90% or more votes for you. And I only assume that they think you'll be more, in their minds, reasonable to work with than this board has been in its past. So I hope they're wrong, and I wish you great success. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Richard Troiano, followed by Kate Troiano.
My name is Richard Troiano. I live in the village of Monroe. We've been residents for 20 years, since 2005. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Maureen Richardson and Luis Rivera and Bethany Stevens on their victory. But I would like to comment on the budget which passed at the last meeting. And that's the same budget that they will have to take into their inaugural term. Why, I ask Ms. Houle and especially Mr. Cardone, why was it, even though you claimed it was an appropriate budget, why did it have to go through such drastic change from 2 days after the election to less than 2 weeks later if it was such an appropriate budget? Curious question, okay? Now, it's not unusual for a first proposal to go through some tweaks until final resolution, but this one was slashed and changed until it was almost unrecognizable to the first one. Why these differences? Ms. Houle, Mr. Cardone, and you, Mr. Scancarello, even though you didn't comment much, you did vote for every single one of them. Why? Well, it seems to me, and most people who are paying attention, that this is just one old Weasley political maneuver which has gone on since the beginning of politics, and that is to hamstring the new administration with one last kick. And it's sad, especially since I thought you would be allowing the new administration to come in on a fairly clean slate, but that did not happen. But I'm not worried. The new board will untangle whatever they have to get through, and their vision will not be halted. And I know Monroe will make vast improvements. By the way, there was one thing that you said, Mr. Cardone. You called Maureen Richardson a loser at the last meeting, which I find curious. As I recall, it was Ms. Richardson, losers have to find out how to get through obstacles. I don't know why that had to be said. I don't know why that language is used, or the context didn't make any sense. Well, that action was an attempt to hamstring the new board and to affect the citizens of Monroe, but that will not happen. Thank you.
Kate Troiano, followed by Chuck Summerlad.
Kate Troiano, Village of Monroe. I would like to speak briefly to the town budget. At the meeting before the election, the audience was basically subjected to an hour-long diatribe speech about how wonderful the town's finances were and how great a job you had done, while you took pot shots at the last administration, which was in power over 10 years ago. You also took pot shots at Supervisor-elect Richardson, which is pretty much par for the course. At the November 6th meeting, I actually thought that perhaps Supervisor Cardone and Councilpeople Houle and Scancarello would do the right thing when they stopped trying to make an 11th hour deal with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, which has a contract with ICE. My hopes were dashed after the last meeting when you gutted the budget, yet still managed to raise the taxes of the residents of the Village of Monroe. Neat trick. We all know why you did this. You can talk as much as you want that it is a responsible budget. We all know it's spite and malice, a final attempt to hamstring the incoming board. It's also a very obvious attempt to score points with the public. Look, we cut taxes as we were leaving, and the new board cut services and raised taxes the next year. It is one of the oldest and dirtiest of political tricks. We all see it. You underestimate your constituents. We all know why you did it. And many, many people would not be silent about why you did it. Even tonight, you're trying to force the supervisor-elect into decisions that you did not give her adequate data for. The bottom line is, you lost. You lost substantially. And that disaster of a budget is basically a screw you to your constituents as you are shown the door. One thing to remember, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
Chuck Summerlad, followed by Chris Davila.
Good evening, Chuck Summerlad, Town of Monroe. I'm actually here, well, two parts, but the first part is on behalf of the Monroe Joint Parks Recreation Commission. We want to thank the outgoing board for the support that we get. A lot of people do not realize how much goes in to the parks. I've been on the commission for a little over a year. I had no idea how much there was behind the scenes, and it's been really good to have allies that understand how much goes in. And Tony, you've had a long history with Smith Clove Park. Pop Warner, I'm sure, did you play in the league? Where you played back? So back even before me, I know that was a long time ago, and I started in the 70s. So just to have an ally and the things that have gone on, we really appreciate that from the board, so we wanted somebody to come up here and just to acknowledge that and thank you for all the work you've done. And then second is just personal, for somebody that's known you for 45 years, that knows that you're a stand-up guy. No matter what other people are going to come up here, there's always somebody, when you're up on the top, somebody's looking to knock you off, and they can always find something bad to say. And you've been here for 45 years. All the things you did back when you had your card store, and we used to go in there and get mom a card, and the things you did with the balloons, you were the balloon guy. Monroe has really been in your heart for a long time. You stepped up 8 years ago. You can say whatever you want about the previous supervisor. Monroe was a complete disaster. I used to see deals going on at Smith Clove Park, or rather at West Bombasia Park with, he would be up there with some of our friends, and just you could see just the things that were going on. So for you to come in here and basically rescue the town, very appreciative. I know there's a lot of us here that are here to support you on your final meeting. So, you know, you're definitely going to be missed. Hopefully the new board can continue to do great things. But on behalf of so many of us here, we just want to wish you well, and Dory as well, for being two pillars of the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chuck.
Chris Davila, followed by Pete Toohey.
Chris Davila, Village of Monroe. I said a lot last week, so I'm not going to reiterate any of that. I just want to say that I think it's important that if there's nothing imminent or imminently pressing, that it's prudent financially to wait. And in the interest of transparency and being able to make fiscally responsible decisions, to have information, documentation in front of you. I want to reiterate the thoughts of one gentleman that just spoke, saying it's important to have all the information before we make a decision. The outgoing board is just that, outgoing. I think any decisions that can wait till beyond January, obviously not January 1st, but beyond January with some reasonable amount of time, things should be tabled without any real problem, and they were. I was actually surprised to see a 3-2 vote in one favor. I don't know, maybe you just missed it. You probably just said yes by a little too quickly and didn't realize. But I do wish you all luck on the way out. I don't have the benefit of 45 years of knowing you all. I only have the benefit of seeing what you've done in front of my eyes, and I commented on that last week. What I would like to say is just one thing. I only have a couple of minutes, but I don't need that time. I think you guys need to be a little bit more respectful of each other, just in your tones when you speak to each other. You know, belittling somebody only shows the smallness of a person. It doesn't show bravery, it doesn't show manhood or womanhood or courage. It shows, I think, cowardice. Cowardice in that you can't find the intellectual capacity to speak with somebody on civil terms. But other than that, you know, I wish the new board, incoming board, a lot of luck. If I disagree with something, I will say so. As I promised to myself, I'll be at every one of the meetings that I can make it to. And I wish you all luck on the outgoing. I wish no ill will, but I'm going to speak my mind on what I see, and what I hear. So anyway, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, and I hope you enjoy your Christmas or whatever you celebrate, and have a happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pete Toohey, followed by Mike McGinn.
Good evening to the board here. I just wanted to get a chance to come down and to say goodbye to Councilwoman Houle, Councilwoman Bingham, and to Tony, our supervisor. Want to welcome in the new board in 2026. And I just had a few things I wanted to say is that, we talk about the civility, lack of civility. The thing is that one gentleman just used one term that whatever about loser. You know what? The civility that has gone downhill the last 2 years on social media, in the meetings, your character, and they're just awful, disgusting things. People that came into this hall sat here waiting to take 2 turns to come and get a crack at you and calling you all sorts of crazy, 3 cracks at you, and it's just disgusting. And the thing is that I want to make it a little personal about you. I'm going to show you what my personal is about you. My name's Peter Toohey, by the way. I'm a 60-year resident of the town of Monroe. Known Tony for decades and decades. We go back to our young days where I think we might have been friends, but our moms told us we were, but they were in the PTA. What do we know? But then later on, we got to know each other. And you were always competitive, enthusiastic. And later becoming a student athlete, a very successful student athlete up at Marist. And then you took that, you never changed, your spirit never changed. You became a coach and a mentor to so many of our youth over the years. You were a role model to them, helping them to instill the integrity and sportsmanship and work ethic between the football fields and to your shop where you had, I know you helped some friends of mine get their daughters jobs at the card shop. And the most proud day was when they became a key manager. Now they were like 17 and they had a key and they felt important. They were empowered. Then you took up the spirit of giving back and stepped up and became the same type of leader that you've always passed on to others. And then to serve the town of Monroe honorably over the last 10 years. For that, I am so thankful and honored to have had the opportunity and proud to serve by your side as a legislator here with you over the last 8 years that you've been supervisor, and most of all, to call you my lifelong friend. And I thank that. I thank you all for your service, all of you for your service, and enjoy your retirements or wherever your next chapters are.
He ain't retiring.
God bless you.
Mike McGinn, followed by Beth Stevens.
Good evening.
You want to sit here? We can switch.
Been there, done that. Listen, I don't have any prepared.
Stop the mic for a second, the timer for a second. I just want to correct. The poll had a disagreement with you, not with me.
Listen, no one had a disagreement with me. Listen, I don't have any prepared remarks, but I'm just going to say, 10 years ago, you and I went on this board when it was a mess. The town was a mess. the government was a mess. The people that previous town, that previous board had put in positions of running the town were terrible. And what has been accomplished over the last 10 years is amazing. The team that largely you put together that now works here in Town Hall, that really goes about the business of serving the people, are second to none in this county. And I think we can all agree on that. I'm just going to say what an honor and pleasure it was to serve with all of you. You know, Mary, we always got along great and accomplished a lot of good things. I nicknamed you Water Woman, which you still apparently are. And Sal, you're going to be part of this incoming board. But Tony and Dory, I just, again, despite all the drawbacks that comes with elective office, having the ability to work with you and was definitely one of the highlights of my life, and something that, as a resident here since 1993, raising four children here, having been involved with youth sports and everything else under the sun, I can tell you that that service, and I want you, Tony, particularly, to think back of that. I know that you've put a lot into this town over the years. So despite not being in that position anymore, I want you to remember all that was accomplished and all that was done. And that's what matters. Not all the social media BS, not all the stuff that you hear from people that they're afraid to say it to your face and say it behind your back and all that stuff. None of that crap matters. What matters is what was accomplished, and that was real, and that was amazing. And it was an honor to be a part of that. So congratulations. Dory, job well done. Mary, I wish you all the best, of course, and hope that you give some guidance to this future board, all right? Mr. Nugent, all I could say, one of the other best moments of my life was firing the previous town attorney who was acting as a criminal counselor for the previous board, but firing that gentleman and having you step up and take that job was the best thing that we did as a town board at that time. So thank you for your service to this town. People out here will really never know how much you did to get us to that point. So thank you very much for everything you did. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and wish all of you the best. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Mike.
Mike.
Beth Stevens, followed by Debbie Berenger.
Hello, everyone. Beth Stevens, resident of the town. There's two things I want to check on tonight. The first one's probably on the small side, but I'd just like to get an explanation and a response on learning about Miss Anne Marie Morris's resignation. Not that she chose to resign, but I specifically
Retired. She retired.
Retired. I specifically remember when the board was discussing that budget line item for that position and trying to understand why it was reduced to the level that it was. I believe it might have been you, Dory, that was very adamant that Anne Marie had told you that she still wants to do this job and that she could do it part-time. I know that other members of the board mentioned that, that could put us in a bind, if for some reason we do have to hire someone else, and now here we are. So I'd like an explanation on that. But the other part is just getting down to business. Working for the Army for 20 years, we would go through what's called a change command. It's really no different than an outgoing supervisor leaving and an incoming supervisor coming in. And there's a clear transition that happens during that time. It usually takes about a couple months. And I'm concerned that normally cohesive transfer of information, turning things over from one person to the next, isn't happening, and I'm just saying that based on what I saw tonight. Tonight there was a lot of decisions that the board was asked to make, but all of the information isn't there. And I'm glad that some of those decisions were tabled, but if we can't get the information present to the board at the time that we're making decisions during the meeting, it just leaves me concerned with what else are we missing behind the scenes. So for example, if Supervisor Cardone, if you were at a meeting this morning to discuss re-upping an insurance policy, in my experience, again, working with outgoing commanders, incoming commanders, both those commanders would have been at that meeting. And so, we still have some time left before January 1st, and I'm just asking, regardless of how anyone may have feelings towards one another, think of the constituents, and please ensure that there aren't any more rough spots. Thank you.
Debbie Berenger, and that's the last speaker.
Hello, Debbie Berenger, Village of Monroe. I have been a resident here for 52 years. Actually, my first memory was the day I moved to my neighborhood, and I still live in the same neighborhood. I want to say thank you to the outgoing board. Mary, I've gotten to know you, and you are a wealth of knowledge, definitely with water. And I just thank you for all the things I've seen you attend and just always being so kind. Dory, what can I say? You've had a great run. I remember being on the village board with you. I remember you speaking at that annexation meeting. And when we were thinking of who's going to run, I was like, she's the perfect person. And you have done a great job on the village and the town board. You're very smart, and we're very lucky to have you. Tony, I don't really know to where to even start. When I was very young, shopping at that time, Mom and Pop, your Hallmark store was over by ShopRite. And that was really how I got to know you. Each member of my family went in, probably around my mom or dad's birthday, and you recognized our face. You were like, you're a summer lad. I can tell from your eyes. You're a summer lad. And everyone would go in that store. And especially all the men would all line up at, Valentine's Day, the long line out the door, when everyone was supporting local, which we don't see so much anymore. And it just was such a great experience. You coached my son in football, and I remember when my dad passed away, and I had to call you that morning and let you know he wouldn't be at practice. And Tony brings the whole football team in their jerseys and their khakis, and they show up to the wake. And I will never forget, that's what a stand-up person of character does. And I've read so much nonsense on the social media, and you should be proud of the person that you are. You guys should also be proud of all that you've done with your food truck festivals, purchasing this building. Also, Tony, I'm going to go back, Make-A-Wish. My niece had cancer. You helped grant her wish. I really don't know what else to say. Just be proud of the job that you all did. And hopefully we can just move on. And when you did win this election, what was it, 10 years ago? Even though people are, saying rude things in the audience, it was a very hopeless time at that time. And I'll never forget the night that you and Mike won, and just the tears of joy and the hope that we found. It was like a light was just lit. And I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
That's all for public comment.
On board?
I want to thank everybody with their warm wishes. Yes, my term is over, but I will definitely give any support to the incoming board with my knowledge, and whatever they ask for, I will provide. And everyone, just have a happy holiday. Again, no matter what you celebrate, enjoy your family. They're the most important. Thank you.
No, I'll hold it back. But listen, I will say, Dory, Tony, even Mary, we had a great time together. We had a great run. Tony, like a brother, without a doubt, the past 7 years. It's been a wonderful experience. Learning from you, you taught me a lot. Mary, brilliant with the water, as always. You're always brilliant. Dory, like a sister, just, I love you both. I love you too, and I'll miss you three. And we'll keep moving in the right direction with Monroe. What you guys started, though. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Richardson.
Thank you for everybody coming and making your comments heard. I'm happy that I have so many people who are willing to support and hold me accountable. I've never shied away from accountability. I've never shied away from transparency. And I am an as advertised councilperson, and I will be an as advertised supervisor. People knew exactly who they were voting for across every single culture, every single person in the town. Whoever voted for me, they were voting for someone who sees every angle, makes a thoughtful decision and who campaigned very openly on preserving this town and planning for smart growth. That means being an inclusive voice, representing every voice, and I'm excited to have the same bonds that we've seen tonight in my team. I understand it, I respect it. We have both sides of the aisle, we have different views, but we love this town. We have strong connections to this town. I was born and raised here. And the people that I chose for my team and the people that we choose to represent this town as staff or appointees are going to feel as passionately as we do. So come, hold me accountable. I'm not shying away, I'm here. I signed up my young years, and in a lot of ways, this job has saved my life and given me something to live for. So we're ready, and we're excited for January. So thank you.
Lori.
I'll try to hold it together, but I'm not known for that. Ask my kids and my husband.
Rest on my shoulder.
Thank you for those very kind comments that you guys made. This was, I remember that meeting at Central Valley about the annexation, and I remember speaking. And I was so glad that I did, because being able to work with all of you, from United Monroe to the village board to the town board, has been an absolute pleasure. And I'm going to miss it terribly. But I know that we'll still continue to be friends. I wish you a lot of luck. This is a really great opportunity to do really wonderful things. Something that I've said before is that our sense of service to the town isn't tied here. You're not getting rid of us that easily. We will continue to support the different organizations in the town and our different missions. Tony and I are already working alongside Christian Farrell for something coming up in the new year. I think I've managed to get control of it now. One of the things that I did want to comment about Wreaths Across America, it is an incredible opportunity to put wreaths on the graves of all of those veterans in the Veterans Cemetery and also in the Cemetery of the Highlands right here in Woodbury. There's a tradition of coins that someone will leave on a headstone. And the quarter means that they were there when they died. And the last time that we were at Wreaths Across America, I spotted a quarter on one of the headstones, and it was a very, very touching experience to know that somebody came back and visited a gravesite of somebody who they were there when they passed away. So if you do go and you do see any change lying on the ground, please leave it. In response to Bethany's question, that was the information that we had at the time. Anne-Marie became a grandmother overnight. She went from being mom to being grandma times 4 in a period of about 8 weeks. And I think her initial attention was definitely to do everything, because that's the kind of person that Anne-Marie Morris is. Her intention is to do everything. But I think that it very quickly became, I think she very quickly understood where her heart was. So, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you.
I'd like to just comment. I'm going to try and hold it together. I would like to thank the residents for electing me and being, well, I was a deputy for 4 years, electing me as your town clerk in 2021 through present time, and thanking you for giving me the opportunity to work with these wonderful people. Also for Councilman McGinn, Council Nugent, the incoming board will work together. You guys, it's been 8 years, and I wish you all the best. You will be missed. If you don't say something when you want to say it, you regret it, and you say, I wish I said something. I wanted you to know that it's been a pleasure to work with all of you.
Thank you, Val.
Thank you, Val.
Right back at you.
Here we go. I asked Val not to start the clock because I'm going over tonight. First off, everybody in the audience, Mike, Pete, Tommy, Chuck, Steve, Mike McGinn, Laura, Debbie, I can't believe, Courtney, you came down, Ray, Janet, Kathy, and everybody else, Tom and Anthony. Who? I got Mike Egan, I thought. Did I get you, Mike? Yes. Yes, all right. Thank you for this, and Dennis, thank you for the support over the years. It's been just a phenomenal experience for me. I am extremely comfortable in moving on. It's been something that, I grew up in Round Lake Park, and I have the pleasure of having Mike Egan as my neighbor, and going back to United Monroe days, it was absolutely awesome, and there was a lot of enthusiasm, and it was great. It was great to go through. All of you have been a major part of my life, but I will say this. A lot of you came up and spoke about me. I mean, you have Sal, who we appointed, Mary, who's done a great job, who's been as loyal as anyone could be to me. When Mike and I spoke to her about running, she was elated, and she was very concerned that she would have to cut her time short in the village. So when she said that to us, we knew she was the right person for this job. I'd be remiss without thanking my finance department, my secretary, Jen, who, as we all know when you work here, she's the supervisor to the supervisor. She does so much more than any of you will ever know. And it's probably the biggest loss for us, more so than any of us up here. I go back and I think of, when Val ran, and she was a newbie, but she stepped right in, took the reins, and ran with it. And Mike, like you said, your greatest find and our greatest appointment was our attorney, Brian Nugent. We had two horrible years of Monday night fights, resting on Tuesday, and then preparing to fight 2 weeks later. And Brian, without your guidance, your leadership, your memes and your jokes, I got to be honest with you, I don't think we would have gotten through it. And it was great. It was just, it really harkens back to the days of growing up in Monroe, how you treated us. And I will tell you, I've been around the county, I've been to other meetings. Brian, there is no better attorney in this state when it comes to municipal law than you. 100%. You have a great family. I'm happy I got to know them, and it's just been phenomenal. I'll say this, Mike McGinn. You don't know this, but the email you sent me, and you're going to remember it, in November of 23, when I finished my treatment, was one of the nicest emails anybody ever sent me while I was in office here. I've saved it. It's close to my heart, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and my family appreciates it. And I want to thank my family for all the sacrifices that, and all the families that we have to make to sit up here and to make decisions, and to make sure that we're doing it with integrity, and we're doing it so that the majority benefits. And sometimes the majority didn't benefit, but it was the right decision that we all felt. I had the pleasure to watch Dory go through 2 Senate races, and your dedication was as unparalleled as I've ever seen. I know that your family suffered from it. I know you weren't with them, or you weren't with Anthony as much as you wanted to be, although Anthony might say, hey, that wasn't bad sometimes. But listen, it's been an honor and it's been a privilege to serve this community. Like I said, my wife, our 3 children, our daughter-in-law, our son-in-law, and our grandchildren, they're going to have more time for Poppy now, and I'm really happy about it. I'm not in any way upset about not being reelected. I just want everyone to pray for Monroe into the future, because, like you said, Sal, you've been a brother. I can remember sitting in the conference room talking to Mary, trying to convince her to appoint you, and she went along with it, even though you were a Republican, you know. But it was a great choice, and all I can say is thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all for always speaking, stepping up, and making sure that we were supported. So I will say I'm not leaving anywhere so long. I'm still going to live in Monroe, and you all have my phone number. Don't hesitate to reach out to me and call me. Again, thank you, Mary, for your service. I wish you well. Maybe you'll get appointed to the town board for the vacancy. Sal, good luck. I wish you all the best. Dory, thank you. Thank you so much for being a right hand for me. It's very much appreciated. Bethany, I just want to, in answer to your first question, Amory Morris was upset, and this transpired probably from Wednesday over the Thanksgiving weekend. And she came in my office today and she goes, I can't do it anymore. I have 3 grandchildren. She had none, and now she's going to be ahead of me 4-3 in another 2 weeks. So it was nothing that was orchestrated. It was nothing that was sabotage, like everybody's saying about it. It is what it is. And I don't pry into people's private lives unless they come and ask me for advice. And she did, and I said, listen, it's your call. You've been here 27 years. You deserve to go out on your own terms. And that's what she's doing, and it's a great loss. So thank you all very much. I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Who will second?
Call the question.
Am I?
Cardone, aye.
Pool eye.
Richardson, aye.
All right, thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you.